to record because Yvonne, I know, wanted to see it. Are you recording? It doesn't say it. Oh, it does. Nice. Okay. All right. It's really weird with you guys muted. I feel like I'm talking to myself, even though I can see you. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Let me know at any point if I need to talk louder or anything. Okay, well, I'm so excited to get to visit with you guys tonight. I really wish I could be there in person. I'm just a hop, skip, and jump away over in Fairport, but I currently have my leg up, and it's going to be staying up for a while. So, but I'm excited that I can still join you guys. So tonight we're going to talk about follow-up with our clients, and a couple different aspects of that. So first, we're going to talk about really why follow up and the mindset behind it and kind of our overall goal of following up. And then I'm going to share with you some simple tips and tools for tracking it and kind of organizing it. So that's kind of where we're going to go. And then, like Danielle said, they'll be there kind of in person and I'll stay on too for any kind of questions or feedback and stuff after. First of all, I think that a lot of the why of follow-up is obvious, but if you haven't really done it yet or are newer to this business, you'll hear us say that the fortune is in the follow-up. And that's because really when we're following up, we're looking at it's not just the process, as we're going to talk about, of getting more orders. It's really establishing relationships with people. So that as you continue that relationship over time, you will get reorders. You'll be able to share other products with them. And then if it's people that the business wasn't a fit for in the beginning or initially, then maybe over time, as you're building a relationship with them and getting to know them, something happens in their life or something changes and the timing is right and you still have that established connection where now you can help them get started that way. So there's a lot of benefits to it. And if you think of how much work we go through to establish a customer, whether it's a one-on-one or you meet them at a party and you get that sale and get that new contact or client or preferred client, you want to really maximize your efforts and keep that going so that, as each month you're continuing to bring in new people, you're still also have an eye on fostering continued relationships and building this solid client base that can continue to benefit you. And then, like I said, you continue the relationships with people and seeing how Arbonne can continue being a fit for them. So really our goal when we first share Arbonne with somebody, if you can think of this process of taking them from just coming to, let's use the example of meeting somebody at a group event. And you want to take them from somebody who just came to show up to support their friend or have a girls' night to somebody who loves Arbonne to somebody who lives Arbonne. And it takes a process. I've had certain people initially right away, couple people that right at the party, it was love at first sight with Arbonne for them and they're in, that's it. But most people, it's a process. It's just like a courting or dating relationship process. So think of allowing it that time and that it's on you as the consultant to initiate those continued exposures for them to allow them to fall in love with Arbonne and then to live Arbonne. Because if you think about it, Arbonne is not a priority to them. It is to us because it's our business, right? We're building a business. So it's a priority in our life. To other people we're first meeting that aren't familiar with Arbonne yet, it's not a priority to them yet. So it's on us to walk them through that process and allow them that process. And to bridge that gap from somebody who's just going to be like a one-time user to somebody who's going to be a lifetime person in Arbonne and using the products. So if you think about, if you take a minute and think about businesses that you or companies that you love to shop at or that you've gone back to, no matter what it is, whether it's a personal service or a shopping or gift boutique or car service place, anything. If you think of the businesses that stand out in your mind that you've had a really good experience, or that you would highly recommend, or that you love or are loyal to and go back to, it's probably because of a couple of things. One is they were helpful in their customer service, right? Customer service is a big deal. My husband and I have really been noticing that lately, how much of a difference it makes for us as customers of a business. If you call and you get that person on the phone, or that receptionist that's just rude or snobby or not helpful or grumpy, or we've had interactions with a business where they didn't do what they said they were going to do, and we ended up having to really lay it out and be the advocate for, we paid for this is what's supposed to be done, and it was just a mess, and it was frustrating, right, and discouraging. So we took our business elsewhere, and within the first interaction, just the very first phone call, my husband was like, oh my word, it was like night and day. They were so friendly, they were so helpful, they were so knowledgeable, they were accommodating, and so our business went there because of that. So it's a big thing. So think about that from a standpoint when you are serving your clients and your customers. And this starts from the very first interaction. So you want to start thinking of follow-up. And there's actually a really great learn and burn. If you search in the source for follow-up, a few things come up. But the very first one that'll pop up, I took a picture of it so I could give you the name, so you could search for it. It is called Creating the Foundation for Seamless Follow-Up. And it's really, really great. And the woman who does it is someone who is in Emily Martin's nation. And we know that they are just a team that is known really well for being the party girls and really great relationship building and establishing. So they're really experts on that. So I highly recommend listening to that learn and burn. But a few things I took away from that I want to pass on along with some of my own stuff is really that this laying the foundation for the follow-up starts in that first interaction, right? Where our goal is for people to know you, like you, and then they trust you. So let's again say at a group presentation, your goal right away is to get there early enough that you can set up and be relaxed instead of rushing in and trying to hurry up, and then people are getting there and you're in setting up while they're arriving, and that separates you and stresses you as well. So then you're not going to be as calm and inviting. To get there, keep it simple, keep it set up so that when guests start arriving, you're able to focus on serving them and helping them. She said she even loves to try and be available to answer the door when people ring the bell, because the host is usually running around doing stuff, and introduce yourself as, I'm the one that's here to pamper you. You want to become, as quickly as you can, you want to become one of the girlfriends. You want to become just one of the friends. Or I know I heard Jeremy there. I don't know if he's still there. You want to be one of the guys, one of the dudes. I see you. You want to act, be interested in them and asking about them and talking about them, and really just looking at how you can help and serve and build that rapport with them. And even when you're interacting with them, especially like checkout and they're doing orders, you can, ask them about their family, about their job, and really listen. Because A, you're looking for a way to see how Arbonne could help them. And B, you're looking to build a relationship with them and get to know them, because you can incorporate that in your follow-up. So let's say you're calling them to follow up, and you can say, hey, how did that trip go with your grandkids? Or, hey, I know that you were getting ready to take vacation. How was it? Any of those things that you can really help to establish. So the other thing besides being helpful and the good customer aspect is when you think about businesses that that you purchase from, that you like, is convenience, right? So, I don't need to preach about Amazon Prime, but convenience, right? So we want to make it convenient and easy for our clients. And whether that's equipping them and making sure they know how to log in and order online themselves, or if it's someone who doesn't or doesn't want to order online themselves, we take the order and put it in for them. Making it easy, making sure they know about their specials, and convenient. So Let's see. I'm going to scroll down on my things here. Along the topic of making people feel special, building relationships with them, a really great book, if you haven't read it, that is good for all of life is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And a lot of the tips that she talked about in the Learn and Burn came from that. So now let's talk about, so that's some of the foundation that you want to lay so that it's not like when you call that you're just the Arbonne girl calling to get an order, or, oh, she's just calling to get my money. You know, you're looking to establish more than that with them so that you can be a resource, and that you can see moving forward, like I said, in the future, other ways that Arbonne can help be a fit for them and expand that to help them through that process of loving Arbonne and then living Arbonne so that it just becomes normal for them. So typically, let's talk now about like the nuts and bolts of when to follow up, and then some processes or ways, organizations, I guess, that I have utilized and learned in the past for organizing your clients. So first, follow-up you typically want to do within 2 to 3 days after they will have received their products. So, you know, that's usually about a week or week and a half after they've placed the order, right? So the purpose of this first follow-up, I don't like to ask for an order at this one or a sale. I like to just say, I wanted to make sure that you're happy with your products. I don't usually say I want to see how you like them, or do you like them, or get your feedback, because I feel like that releases like the inner critic in us. I just like to say, I wanted to hear how you're loving your products or how you're enjoying them if you had any questions. And if they don't answer the phone on this one, I do like to call or do a voice, message now with texting or Facebook Messenger. You can do the voice one because you were looking, again, remember, to become one of their friends. So I want them to hear my voice. And if they don't answer the phone, if I'm calling them, I'll leave a message for this one. And I'll just say what I just said. I just wanted to see how you're enjoying your products, if you had any questions. And the woman in the Learn and Burn recommends when they order, saying to them, is it okay if I give you, she says, is it okay if I give you a jingle in a few days when your products come in? I feel weird saying jingle. Maybe you don't, but that's where you can just insert your personality. But she likes it because it's not threatening or whatever. So I would just say, can I give you a quick call or check in with you after you've been using your products for a few days to see if you have any questions? So you're asking that permission so that then it's not weird that you're calling because you're just following through on your word. So then after that first one, at that first one as well is a good time if you know that there was more products they were interested in, but they couldn't get at that time or something, that you could follow up with offering like a sample or something. Saying, I know you mentioned, you got the skincare, but I know you were asking good questions or a little interested in the nutrition. I'd love to get together or drop off some samples to you to share more with you about that part of it. Then the additional follow-up you want to do, so after that few days of them using it, typically you want to follow up within like 2 to 3 weeks after that, just to check in again, because now they've been using the product for more of an extended period of time. They will have been noticing results, really falling in love with it. They may be ready to try something else. Again, trying another sample to expand what they've been using. Or this is a really key point too. If there is an issue or they're not enjoying it or whatever reason, you're still within the 45-day money-back guarantee timeframe. So if there's anything, there's not very often, but once in a while, there's something where at this point they're like, yeah, it's just not working out, or it's not the right color, if it was makeup or whatever, and you find out and you connect with them, you're like, great, we still got time, let's exchange it. Then again, I'll typically follow up at like 2 months after that first one. Now, if it's nutritional, you might be a little bit sooner than that, but if it's like skincare, makeup, that's going to be like 2 or maybe even 3 months out after that 3-week one. How to track this? This is where there are different ideas out there, different tools. So this is where it's going to be what works for you and the way you like to organize and the way your lifestyle is. So I just want to share with you a few things that I have done in the past and what's worked for me and I've seen work for other people. So don't feel like this is the way you have to do it. Some of you might even have better ideas or other ideas that would help others. But what you can do is, if you all have, I always give out, the client profile card that people fill out when they are at a party. And I keep those and I write on the back of them what they purchased. And that's where I also will write like mom of 2 little kids, or she's a nurse, or single and a student going to school for blah, blah, blah. Like I write a few notes about them right away so that I can remember that. Because as you, the more and more people you have coming in, sometimes and time goes on, you'll forget those things, or you'll find a profile and you'll be like, where did I meet this person? So I usually write that too. I'll write met at so-and-so's party. And refer to that so that when I'm following up with them, I can say, if you remember, we met at, so those little notes on there, I just put that all on the back. And then same thing with like reorders. I'll just write that right on the back of their profile card. And then mine is like a full sheet one, so there's plenty of space. So then how you organize those, you can either, I personally just like to keep them in a binder in alphabetical order. And then what I like to do for keeping track of who to call when, I just, years ago when I started, we didn't have all of the technology that we do now, but now that like everything is run from my phone, as it is probably yours your entire life, I like to just put it in my calendar on my phone. I actually there's a couple of apps that are really great for just keeping a list of like to-do list. You guys may even have them already, but I have an Android now, so that one is called Seize the Day. And that's the one for Apple, is for iPhones, is Seize the Day. For the Android, it's Splendu. So like splendid, but Splendu. And those are just the ones I have liked that are really simple for keeping your list, because you can assign the date to it. So I'll go in and I'll put on that, because I don't necessarily like it to all be on my family calendar, because then that's just like a lot of things going on. And my husband doesn't need to see it because we sync calendars and stuff. So I will go in that app and put in my to-do like right away when somebody orders something. I'll go like a week or 10 days ahead and put on that date. You can select the date that you want that task assigned to. And I'll say, follow up with Mary on her eye cream purchase, or so-and-so on her new ASVP purchase. Like I'll put a little note, and if I'm really on top of things, I'll even put their phone number there. So that on that day, so as you can see, you keep adding these things. So on each day, you go in to that date, and there's your list of follow-up calls to do that day. And then once you reach out to one of those people and you make that follow-up, then you just move that date ahead to a few weeks. And so every day when you go on your phone, your list is automatically generated in there. And then you can add people. And I've done this even for things like, I talked with somebody and she was interested in the protein powder, but it just wasn't a good time, didn't have the money, didn't want to host, all of that kind of stuff. So I put to follow up with her in a few weeks. Or I saw somebody mention something on Facebook about wanting like a mascara or something. And so I messaged her, didn't hear from her. So I had put to follow up with her, like a few days later. And so those kind of reminders, like, because when we try to keep that stuff all in our head, either we lose it and we don't do it, or we feel like we're going to go crazy and we're like all over the place. So those have been lifesavers to me, is really just keeping it that way. If you are more of like a physical paper person, obviously you can do this on a regular calendar. Another way that you can store those contacts, again, if you're a physical paper person and you want it that way, you can have a binder, and I did this for a while, where you have a binder with the month. So I would have like February, and then I would have 4 divider sheets within that. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And I would put the client's profile cards in which week I needed to follow up with them. So then let's say I'm following up with somebody on their first, like their second follow-up. So this is like the 2 or 3 week time frame. So then the next time I need to follow up with them isn't for a couple of months. I would move that ahead to like the March or April month and put it in like week 1 of April. So then you can just turn your folder each week of each month and the people are already there. So I know a lot of people love doing it that way. Like I said, I like to just keep them alphabetical order. That way, if for any reason something pops up and I'm trying to find somebody, I just can find it really easily alphabetically, and then I track my calendar on my phone. But those are a couple different tools for you that can help. And I have started putting, all my clients and stuff for this purpose in my phone. So that, and putting in the notes where I met them, what they got. Just because we know we want to be able to work this is the part of our business that can be worked in the nooks and crannies, right? When we say working in the nooks and crannies, it's when you're waiting in line to pick up your kids from school, or you're on your lunch break, or you've got just a couple minutes here or there. If you've got it right ready on your phone, you've got their contact in there, and you've got your calendar popping up telling you who to call, you can reach out to those people right away and really stay on top of it. A couple other things that I like to follow up for and create, because sometimes, especially let's say you've got that person who just bought the eye cream and you follow up and, oh, it's great. And then you follow up again, oh, it's great. Everything's good. No, I don't need anything. And then it's kind of like, okay, now where do we go from here? That's where ask if they want to try other products, other samples. Or I also, I have people write on their profile card their birthday month, and I offer a personal special during their birthday. And the way I have started tracking that is just, I do when I get somebody's card and it has their birthday, I go into my calendar and I put it at the beginning of the month. So let's say for February, all my clients whose birthdays are in February are showing on February 1st, just so I know that, because I give them the special for the whole month. You don't have to do that. You can choose if you just want it to be on their birthday or their birthday week. But I just say you get this special on all of your orders for your whole birthday month. So I will send them that special right near the beginning of the month, so that if they can't do it right then, they've got some time to plan for it. And I know whose birthdays it is. Again, you could put that right in your phone on their dates, on your list, your task list with the date assigned to it. And then I also like to I just lost my notes here. Another reason for following up is preferred client rewards, right? That's a great reason. If you don't know how to search that, just reach out to one of us. We can show you. The source is actually in 2 days getting kind of revamped. Or it's not in the source anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about. So you can search in your dashboard. If you go under My Team Reports, and then you can click on, there's a drop-down box, and it'll say Preferred Client Renewals and Rewards. So you'll be able to see their renewal month. And then you'll also be able to see their current rewards and when they expire. So I always go on and check that at the beginning of every month. You can even print it out so that you've just got that with you as well. Or take the information from that and plug it into your phone or your calendar, however you're using that follow-up system. So that's another reason. Also, anytime we have any kind of new product come out, that's a great reason, especially those clients that maybe have kind of fell flat or are turning into that like one purchase person and not really going anywhere. It's a great reason to call back and say, we just launched these new products. I would love to invite you to the open house and have you come by and let you try them. Or if you want to do a get together and try them. So those are some other reasons that you can follow up. So that's really kind of the basic info I have to share. So I hope that some of that is helpful. I do have a YouTube video I did years ago, one on what to say when you follow up and when to follow up, and another on organizing your clients. So you can always look at those. It's pretty much the exact same information I've just shared again. So if you feel like you need to hear it again, but also I will let you unmute so that Danielle, you can add anything or let me know if you need anything else, and I can stick around too and kind of listen.
Okay. Will we find those videos on your YouTube channel? Do you have a Ray Tomlinson YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to check out those videos, just go to YouTube, find Ray Tomlinson, and then you can find those videos and her. Does anyone have any questions about what Maria shared that you want to ask? I have a couple additional things. No, okay, so Marie,
Make sure to listen to that.
there's a lot of feedback. I wonder if we mute you for a minute. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there's no feedback on our end now, so if you need to talk, Marie, just unmute yourself. Okay. So Marie was talking about follow-up with current clients. One thing that I like to talk about for follow-up is follow-up on your ask. So your ask is going to be, might be with someone who's not a client of yours already, especially if you're just starting your business, or maybe you started but you haven't asked enough people, so you're going back and you're asking somebody. And I hear a lot of people talk about, well, you know, I asked, I left them a message, or I shot them a message, or I Facebook message them, or I sent them an email, or, you know, the dogs flew over their house at the time, whatever it was. And then I heard crickets. So one thing that I recently shared is, like, somebody said to me, and then it was crickets, and I'm thinking of this analogy of crickets, and why do we see that? Crickets make tons of noise, they drive me insane. Why do we hear a cricket but nobody's talking? And so one thing that I recently shared is I think of them more as caterpillars. They're not crickets. You send out a message you don't hear from them, they're a caterpillar. Why? You don't hear caterpillars, right? You look down, there's a caterpillar, you've never even heard it there. You know there's a cricket. And what? The caterpillar, they eat and they eat and they eat and they eat, and what are they trying to do? A butterfly. So what I want to encourage you is think of those people as caterpillars, and you're going to feed them. You're going to feed them. You're going to feed them, because most people take about 6 exposures to something, even if it's just an ad campaign. I've worked in marketing, before they even see the exposure. So maybe you send a quick text and you pour your heart out in this text message about this new business and you love it so much and you're so excited and you can't wait and will they please? And you're not. And you're like, oh, and then you start questioning yourself. What did I say and how did I say it? You're just feeding the caterpillar. So how do you follow up on that ask, especially when you hear nothing? Because I think a lot of us feel like we're bothering somebody. So the first thing I want you to think of is if you knew somebody had a disease and you had the cure, and you called and said, hey, I got somebody that's going to help you, and they didn't call you back, would you never call them again? No, you'd be like pounding on their door, like, I have the cure, I have the answer for you. And when you think of Argonne as the cure or the answer for other people, you're going to be more willing to pound on their door. You're going to be more willing to try multiple times to get them just to listen. Say, listen, and they're like, hey, no. I mean, if you walk away and say, this is not for me, our job isn't to convince you. Our job is just to educate you, expose you to what this is, show you how this could be the vehicle to get you there. And over multiple exposures, over feeding that caterpillar, some of them will bloom into a gorgeous Argonne butterfly. So when it comes to follow-up, like I always make the joke about, like, you know, when you're dating, you're supposed to wait 3 days before you call when you get a number. So, like, I will call or text or however I decide I'm going to first communicate to someone, and a lot of it has to do with whether or not the kid's feeling in that realm, or whether or not I know that person texts. And lots of times, sometimes when I meet people and I get their number, my first question is, can I just text you? Because I know that's my preferred method, but some people it's not their preferred method. So if you know their preferred method, use that as your first attempt. If you don't know, use your preferred method as your first attempt. And when you get caterpillars, you need to follow up. So the best thing about reaching out to people is letting them know the next time you're going to follow up. So, like, let's say your first message, you're so excited, and this is, you know, you've never reached out to them before, and this is what I'm doing, and this is why I thought of you, and I just think this could help in this way. And then you ask whatever it is you're asking, and make sure you ask, like you ask a question. So you ask them something, and then you don't hear from them. It's your job, because, like Marie said, Argonne's not a priority for them, it's a priority for you. And it's your job to lead their way, to bridge the gap from them to wherever their dreams are, whatever I want to do for them. So you're going to reach out again, and this time maybe use the same method 2 times in a row, or maybe you switch it out. Maybe you send a text, not even call, and say, my biggest thing is I prepare myself to see people. Because that happens a lot. You send that text and then you run into them and then you're like awkward. So I prepare myself to see someone, and this is how it kind of looks. Oh, hey Jess, how you doing? Good, Danielle, how are you? I'm good. And you know what, just seeing you makes me realize that I never reached out to you, and I sent you that
that message. I'm so sorry I didn't follow up with you. Oh, it's okay. My gosh, things have been crazy. You sent a text. Was it a text? I can't even remember. Okay. Exactly. The second you say, "Did you get a text?" It's like defensible. I did, but I was trying to hear it. Did you get a or did maybe it was my job? I don't know. But if you say, "I am so sorry, I did not reach out to you again. I just sent you that message. I really wanted to follow up with you because I truly think this is something you would be interested in. It's something that maybe will help you." Okay, so be prepared to run into people and be prepared to apologize for not following up. Because to be honest, it's your job. That's what your job is, to share Arbonne. And so if you don't follow up, it's on you. It's not on them.
Can I share something that's worked for me, which is completely opposite of my personality? So I've had people that I've reached out to and said they were going to host, and then they kind of do this, like, you're doing this weird awkward dance with them where you're like, okay, trying to figure it out, and you start, you know how you get to that point where you're like, okay, how do I approach this where I'm not sounding like I'm desperate? And I guess I'm more of a desperate person. That's just more naturally how I go. Like, that's just who I am. I'm desperate. Clearly, you should be desperate. So this is totally not my natural thing to do. And when I do it, I'm always like, oh my gosh, this is so great with me. But I remember listening to a training where it was something not in network marketing. And it actually may have been Eric Worre who said sometimes you have to move with a sense of urgency, but also a sense of confidence. So when that happens to me, some of my most successful turnarounds in my business have been when I've actually said, oh my goodness, I'm just reaching out to you for a final time. I have no intentions of being an annoying person or bugging you, and I know you really wanted to get those host rewards. I'm here, and I'm going to keep doing Arbonne. So when you're ready, you just give me a shout, because my last goal is to bug you. And I want to see you soon, and I hope you're doing well, and God bless you. And I literally have done that. Those people respond faster to me than my own family. No joke.
You'll hear from in the parties in like 2 days, and you're like, hey, Kathy, I just wanted to call. I'm super excited. I will be at your house, and especially such a time. I can't wait to share this stuff today. I'm on the phone to you right away for some reason.
But it's also like, I have something good for you. I'm not desperate. I have something for you. If you don't want to take this gift, okay, I'm moving on to the next. And when I've done that, it's not my natural tendency, but I have had a return on every single one of those people who have come back to me and said, no, let's get together. No, you're right. I want to talk to you. I'm sorry I blew you off. So don't do that with everybody. But there may be a time where you feel like you're ready to just say, I'm not playing desperate. I have a gift to offer you, and I'll be here in 6 months. And it's interesting because for me, it has worked.
I had 2 quick things I wanted to say in addition to that. One was just piggybacking on what Danielle said.
Can you hear me here? Marie, thumbs up. Can you hear me here when she's talking?
Yep, I can hear.
Which is always getting permission for them, essentially setting up a permission for your next time you're going to approach someone. So that first time you send a message or you leave a message, you're prepared most of the time. You don't get a person on the phone, or we text them or Facebook message them and they don't get right back. So that part of that initial message is, oh my goodness, I know you've got a lot going on. If I don't hear back from you, I'll touch back in a couple of days. So that you set that up. So they are then expecting, and that actually makes you feel better because you're doing your job. And they feel better because it's like, oh yeah, she said she touched base back with me, you know? And otherwise, another training, just to reference training after training, but a really good one that I was just sending out to people today, which talks about some of this stuff. And it's in SoundCloud, Overcoming District Manager Hurdles. It's a great, there's amazing verbiage in there. It's really good about helping you approach people you've talked to before, and exactly what Marie was talking about, you know, when it's somebody that you keep coming back to and coming back to, and just kind of setting up for yourself how to follow up with people so that you kind of sort of feel in control of that process. And one of the things I loved was her saying with friends that she really wants to do Arbonne, that she's just like, okay, you know that I would totally love for you to do this. I get that now isn't a time for you, so I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to talk to you about it for a year. So like the next time I call, I'm just super excited to talk to you. I will touch back and put it in my calendar. We'll talk about it next year. And she literally says she has a few friends, and it's a yearly thing. She just touches base back with them, and just that. There's a lot of really practical things I think in that one for follow up. So, yeah.
Danielle, I was going to add a couple quick things.
Okay, I'm going to do it last because there's so much feedback. Hold on a second.
What's that? Okay. You mentioned something about what method works best. And so if you're trying somebody, I've had this happen where I'm trying to call somebody and I leave them a message, and then a few days later, call again. A few days later, call again. So then I will try texting them, and then boom, they respond right away. So like she said, if one of them, if you've tried a couple of times through one method and it's not working, try another one. And at the same time, vice versa, I had somebody just recently who I met out and about, gave her a sample, texted her to follow up, didn't hear from her. A few days later, texted her again. She did respond, but she still hadn't tried the sample. And then like a week later, texted her again. Another week later, texted her again. Hadn't heard back. One day I was sitting there and I was like, I'm just going to call this girl. So I called her. Boom, she answered the phone. She still hadn't tried the sample, but I got her. So same thing. If they're not, sometimes people don't respond to text or message. So give them a call. If they don't respond to the call after a couple of times, I like to leave that message so they still hear my voice and get that personal touch. And then I'll send a text and say, hey, just left you a message. You know, I'm not sure if text is a better way for you to communicate, but just want to make sure you got it. So just don't, use all the different reach out methods that we have.
Yeah, I love that, what Marie just said about leaving a message and then following up with a text. Okay, people aren't going to answer phones 9 times out of 10. So I'm always prepared to just leave a message. When somebody leaves answers me, I like throw it on. I'm like, oh, can you just say beep? My favorite, I prefer texting, and to be honest, when they call me back, I'm not going to be able to answer the phone. Like, I'm calling on that 2-minute window I have to go something screaming. So my message is always like, hey, I'm just going to shoot you a quick text. Just get back to me whatever's way easier for you. And most people get back through text, but I think then, like Maria always talks about here, hearing our voice makes a difference, because you want people to know how sincere you are and genuine. And through a text message, that doesn't always get communicated, even if you pick really nice, fluffy words, which is not how I text. So it works out well that I do call.
And I wonder if we're going to see that there'll actually be a little shift, like we send huge short voicemails because no one leaves voicemails anymore.
No one.
And you said, or we're like, oh my gosh, I just love meeting you the other night. I really just want to hear how you're loving your drugs. Or just really, they just don't get that. It's like the customer service thing Maria was talking about. We continue to provide something, a personal touch, a one-to-one relational connection that they're not getting.
Yeah, and one thing, I'm not sure if I missed it, but I was taking notes, Marie. I was. Thank you cards.
I don't know. I think there's thank you cards.
Okay, so I send a thank you card after meeting somebody, even if they don't purchase from me. I send a thank you card, and I heard that from somebody else who's successful, says to send thank you cards. I'm like, shoot, I can send thank you cards. I can do them on my own time. I don't have to call them.
Yeah. Like, so you could even do. I mean, if you're not as you're more lazy like me, you could actually do like red stamp or something.
Yeah.
Like a cute,
It shows that you take time. Like, I love doing the card because I don't get stuff in the mail that's not bills.
And part of your money to screw up your weekend, right? But that's the other thing. It's always like more to do.
So that's just one thing I incorporated. And Celeste was just telling me on Saturday how she started incorporating the thank you cards, and she is like, people like,
oh yeah, people are. I mean, it's the old fashioned way that our previous generations say thanks, and it's the relationships. It's honoring you as a person and respecting their time and respecting their time.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I feel like if you get a handwritten thank you card, like even if it's just like one sentence, it just shows that somebody really took the time to improve it. So I was just gonna say that I've heard a couple, Emily Martin, I've heard her train on this before, where again, lots of kids, super busy. What she talks about is she always has a stack of them in her party bag, and they're all written out with, oh my gosh, it's super awesome to meet you. Like she's like, super awesome to meet you. Maybe there's one for ordering, one for not, and then she's probably on the same pen, and she literally puts in a name, the product, or whatever is appropriate, addresses, and it goes in the mail before she goes home. Like that woman, because she had so many kids so quickly. Wow. She is like, it was in one of our trainings. I
had a consultant from another company order something at a party, and for whatever reason, sometimes I get their product, I'll put their thank you card with their product, but if the product goes to the whole system directly to them, I'll mail the thank you card. So I dropped off her product with a thank you card, and she really texted me, wow, handwritten thank you note, impressive.
It's funny because I think about it. I used to do that when I started my business. Yeah. I used to do that, and I did a lot of drop-offs. When anybody was local, I always dropped my stuff off, and I would try to have a face-to-face with people. And when I have been going back to my contacts in the past 3 years, it's interesting to look at those events and think about how different my relationships were with my clients then, which just probably comes back to that piece, like you're building connection. Yeah.
So between Ray and me, or you had the other notes, and I had any questions? Any thoughts? Anything you want to share? Anything that you've recently done that you're like, oh, this is working awesome?
Any success stories?
Rachel.
You suck at follow-up.
I am mastering follow.
I am mastering follow-up.
I'm working hard to develop.
I can figure this out.
Excellent.
I mean, Rachel followed up with me enough to get me here tonight. And it was very pleasant, and it wasn't invasive. She's so sweet. It was great. I paid her. No, trust me. No. Yeah.
Yeah, what are your questions maybe that you want to say? Piece about GTC, or are there specific questions?
Well, I know people are like, how many rooms are
We're
there?
trying to
How
figure
many
out
rooms
where
are
to
going,
go.
but I've never gone to GTC. So do you go out Wednesday night? What's going on Thursday morning?
She was there. And when your family's kind of cool. So, okay, as I said, GTC is our global training conference, and a bunch of us are going, and some of us still need to register.
I'm looking at me.
Wait, and both of you have a baby, and both of you are teachers. Look at that.
Yeah.
That actually is my question. I'm going to go bring
There's so many things you can do.
way more than. Oh, really? I don't want to get the girl brought them in. No. There's a registration for infants. That's how. There's a room, a family room, where you can go and hear the trainings and the kids. So if they're screaming. Oh, yeah.
Any Arbonne event you go to, I remember
I'm surprised there's
my
not.
wife taking.
Babies, nursing moms, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And the babies have the cutest little headphones.
Yeah, but headphones are It was weird when I left.
So, yeah, I know some people have looked at flights and you're like freaking out because right now they're between $600 and $800. I don't throw airline pricing, but I have this feeling that we are going to get between $350 and $400.
What were people looking at? We have a book at the end earlier.
I looked at a Buffalo, I looked at a Syracuse, and looked at a
Okay, so 2 years ago, we split it. We took 1 for there, or 1 flight there, 1 flight home, different airlines because it was cheaper.
That's what I did last year. I usually do Southwest because my business card is through Southwest. I go a ton of miles, but Southwest out of Buffalo is nice. But that's more, it makes for a longer drive, you know.
I would just like to encourage us all to keep looking. Somebody who told me Tuesday, when you find it, Jen said she heard a rumor that if you're searching for prices, Tuesday,
Yeah.
not flying on Tuesday,
Right.
but searching for prices on Tuesday. So tomorrow,
And you, all right, I have
It's
another
weird, but if you do it after midnight if you're still awake, it's actually, we did it the last time we went, you actually will find it not only on Tuesday around 1 o'clock in the morning.
oh really? Well, Rachel and I both be on. I don't even sleep. So I know someone who's a stewardess
or she's a flight attendant. I don't know. Anyway, and she said another thing you should do is if you typically check airline fare on your phone, clear your browser history. Like clear the whole
Same thing on your
because
laptop.
every time you go, it knows that you're looking at that. And the price will never go down. It will show you like.
Well, I was looking all day today. Cover your ears. I was looking all day while I was at work today. And so I'm just gonna go in and clear everything out.
Yeah, so you know how to do that. It's like
Figure this out.
it goes here, and you go to yeah, right on your screen, and you want to clear it like all the time. Like as you like you go in your browser and you lose all your common things.
Yeah,
Do you have an iPhone? Okay. So,
go on my phone.
Go to all time. Clear it all.
So like I go under
the internet.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
And there. Oh, see, I do Antivirus.
Okay. I cleared it.
So there's that.
We'll figure it out, but it sounds like you do have at least one room, like one extra, because Kim is wants both book rooms. Awesome. And we're gonna room together. Perfect. So, do we know? Because at the beginning, I was like, everybody just book a room. Now you guys are rooming together, right?
No.
You're with us.
We're gonna come.
It doesn't matter to me because you whenever
Did you book a room?
I didn't because I
But
took
you did.
Deanna.
I booked a room.
Did Deanna also book a room?
No. Deanna and I are rooming together, and we were gonna have Jessica Dalton if she's still planning on going.
So you guys are willing to do 4 per room?
Yes, we would love a fourth person. I know you're gonna. That's
So you're like, and Celeste and Ken, you guys are willing to do 4 per room? Because no, stay on cost.
Yes.
So there's 5 people and 8 spaces right there.
Right.
Right? Or maybe Jessica might be a 6. So we gotta talk to Jessica about the make sure she does. Okay. So we do have room if Rachel and Ken decide you're looking for some room.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good.
Liz, she's not on there anymore.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Liz.
I don't know if we need rooms for team members.
Yeah, so just don't care.
What did she say?
I heard Mayor saying.
Sarah going?
Sarah Peters. Yeah, so yes.
And I was rooming with her, I would assume.
Well, I don't want to go to room. She talked about booking a timeshare. So I'm just trying to figure out. So we have space, and don't anybody give up a room yet. I mean, we can give up our room 2 days before and get a refund. So just hold on to your rooms until.
If I get that price crash, then I'll be able to. I can get the airline. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the other thing is, did you see we can earn money?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. We can earn money. So you and you. So you're PQV and any new consultants in February and March. And if they sign up in March, their PQV for February and March will count. If they sign up in February. If they sign up in February. If they sign up in March, then just March. And then I don't know, I have to open my phone to show you what the numbers are exactly, but based on value.
75 to 14.90.
Okay, so 7,500 to 14.99.
Yeah, and then 15 and above.
You get how much money?
250.
And then above 15 and above, you get how much?
It's like a lot. It's like
I think it was 7.
Yeah, so that's huge. So you're probably thinking, holy crap, 15,000 in 2 months? I've never even done that before. Well, if you get your tail busy, and I know some of you in this room, this is the busiest month you've had on the calendar in your whole history of Argonne. Like, this is doable. Even today, I know, I do, because today on February 6th, you can still pack the month this month. You can do 15,000 in 2 months and earn $750, and that pays for your plane, your food, and it goes towards your AIT trade. You start a couple. You might even for GTC, and then you have vacation.
It is pretty sweet getting that check for GTC too. Like it's you know, you've already invested in it, and then all of a sudden you get this.
And then you go to the RVP. Yeah, and then you spend more than RVP, but we're not going to tell you about that until we get there. But we're not doing what I did. I'm doing what Jamie and Bree did. I'm always talking Yeah, I'm not doing what I did too. So we were in line the whole thing. So when do we fly?
based on flex, my goal this year for me will be to leave Wednesday morning and come back Sunday morning is my goal. Last year I had to be more lady. My goal was to leave as late as possible Wednesday and to come home overnight Saturday night, so I was home in the morning. So I wanted as little time as late as possible. This year I'm like, oh, we got there Wednesday morning and enjoy a little sunshine. So it depends on what you want. For us, for our time, you want to be there, Thursday. So even if you fly out Thursday morning, but Thursday is when everything gets going, and then all day Friday, and then Saturday until 4. If you have an invite to the white party, you can still earn your white party. Yep. That's Saturday night. So if you earn that, you don't understand, you don't have to, but that is a party, and if for family obligations you want to get home sooner, like those are like traveling.
And I just want to make sure that it's really clear. Some GTC is always better than no GTC. My first year, because there's family stuff, I got there just before the launch on Thursday night, and I think I left early Saturday morning. So I was really there for a full day of training and for the launch, and that is why I'm sitting here today, because I was there for that 36 hours. It made a huge difference. And the other thing is, if flights are an issue with seat, who has points that you can use? People have points expire. So if you can only get there, because of babies or family stuff, really, if you get there Thursday night and get some of that training in on Friday, you were golden. Like that will go a long, long way. And then you will have a burning desire to be there for the whole year.
What time does training end during the day, like on Thursday or Friday?
Before PM usually.
On Friday?
On Friday or on Thursday.
How about do we know when John O'Leary's speaking?
He will be the keynote. So
like Friday, they usually train all day. They don't have a huge amount.
We are day Saturday. It's a week, right? No, my last year is 2 years. I asked him, because I'm going to teach
Tara.
You and I, and you feel it's always something. It's right at
Okay,
Okay,
oh, she's gone. Okay, bye, Marie. Thanks for getting on. It was fun to see you.
So I meant to ask, she's had a problem with this for quite a